Hello and welcome to my final presentation. I am AJ Farrell, as is the person who made this here presentation. And what this presentation will entail is what I will do after I finish my college transfer class at Beaufort County Community College. My Holland and personality type. As you may see, I am of the type that is enterprising, artistic, and social. In that order, I show how I can be helpful to others and be willing to work with said others in a multitude of different occupations. And you may see in the bottom, it gives a description about my personality type as well. And you read that for a little bit. All right, next, my career choice. I had aspirations, and still have aspirations, to being a surface warfare officer in the United States Navy. Now, it may not look like the pay range is a little skewed, and it may not be that much, but the main purpose or the main goal for me to becoming a Navy officer is that I may serve my country with pride and distinction. As you may look, and hopefully you can read that, the work environment is it always differs depending on what exactly you're doing. Like as it says there, if you're on sea duty, you may have to be on a ship, whether it be a destroyer, a cruiser, or an aircraft carrier. It could also be where you may have to serve on shore. And with on shore duty, you could possibly be doing, like, you could just be stationed at some shipyard or naval base, or in my case, you may go into the Naval War College, which I will explain more in a little bit. The current job outlook, as I said, is there's no real way of stating whether or not there will be any real outlook, because depending on how things go in the rest of the world and seeing how if there's gotta be Somali pirates still, um, you know, there'll still be a navy there to protect the commerce and trade that is well needed within this ever global franchise that we are in. And with a surface warfare officer, out of all the other officers that I would have picked in the Navy, I choose this one because of how it is about leadership. As in the last point, it requires a person to lead personnel in operations and to take command of Navy warships. And warships, they're not simple. They're not a simple thing to operate. They're not like a found boat or something. They require manpower, and with manpower, it needs leadership to guide it. Now, there are two directions I can go to after I get a bachelor's degree and go into the Navy and such. To how I will obtain these degrees, there are two options. Those options are North Carolina State University, my first choice, which is located in Raleigh, North Carolina. Tuition cost is roughly about $9,000. Very pricey. And as of 2015, the student population, there's 34,000 there. It's a public institution, which means it's not like a private university like Shaw or any of those. Um, it's uh, it's there, and I hope that I might qualify to go there, but you may see in a little bit why I probably won't go there. East Carolina University, my plan B. It's a public university, just like NC State. It's located in Greenville, much closer to here in in Beaufort County. Tuition cost is cheaper, noticeably, roughly around $7,500. About a quarter, well, not a quarter, but it's a good chunk of the cost from the regular tuitions from the NC State. That's a chunk of that's gone, so there's no real issue there. And the student population, you probably can't see it with this camera, but it says 28,962 as of 2016. So there's less people there. There's less people, in which there's chances are there's a smaller ratio of student to faculty. So that's good news. Of course, I'll probably go to East Carolina anyway because, well, if you may look at the bachelorette, if I pronounce that right, well, my BDPs for each college for NC State. If I just is it's very specific in its requirements, which means I have less freedom compared to East Carolina. And there's some classes here that are not here at the college for me to take. So it's probably not good. But who knows? I might just qualify for some of these classes anyway, which I will show in the next slide, or for which classes I have finished. And these are the next classes here for junior year and senior year. They don't really matter in this case because we're just looking at the first and second year in the community college. Now for East Carolina, you can kind of tell that there's a little more freedom because of how, there's these places here called UGETSI course, which means that you can just put any any class in there. It could be, math 171, the class everybody gets the first time they get to college, or you can get something like statistics and be a real brainy dude and be good at statistics. And that goes for also the humanities and natural sciences, so that could be helpful as well, considering I may not be good with the natural sciences as much as I would like to have been. Now there's also these, let's see, where is it? Okay, there's this class here that I haven't taken yet, which apparently that's like this class here, college transfer, which everybody has to take it in order to qualify for transfer credit. And another thing is with these foreign languages is I'm supposed to take 4 levels of these. and that's gotta be a little difficult considering I I might have made mistakes here and there, and I didn't really think about my how I would go go through the classes here at Beaufort County. But nevertheless, I can probably take these foreign language classes anyway, and I can probably take 4 of these, or actually probably just 2 of these for the sophomore year, and perhaps if I have some space, I can probably put them in my junior and senior years, hopefully. But until now, I know I need to get these foreign language credits because they are very important for me to get into ECU. With NC State, they also have that foreign language classes that you have to deal with, but there seems, from what I remember looking at it, there was only like 3 in NC State compared to 4 in ECU for the BDPs. Now, for the total classes that I have completed so far, there's clear resemblance here. Classes that obviously I have taken that are qualified for both. However, with East Carolina, I'm able to take ACA-150, and with ACA-150, which is psychology, that is counted as a social science. With North Carolina, I would have to acquire a specific social science course, which I think is sociology. Yeah, and I think I would probably stay with East Carolina more than NC State due to the fact that obviously it gives a much better class schedule with more freedom into it. And North Carolina State, I have made it abundant that I wanted to go to NC State more than I like East Carolina because of, well, there's clear differences between the two. But I need to think about, my personal taste less and more of the rational thinking. Because obviously with East Carolina, it costs less. Most definitely it costs less. I'm probably qualified to get in there more than I am at NC State. And it's closer by to home, in which I don't have to travel like 2 hours or so from Raleigh to here to see my family. And from what I heard from my grandparents, the traffic from there to here is not great, or just traffic in the city itself is not great. It's terrible. Of course, I don't hear them say it's like LA because they've never been to LA, but you know. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm just gonna go with East Carolina more though than North Carolina because well, it's closer to home and it's cheaper and I'm more qualified. Now, with all that said, where will I be in 5 years? Well, if you can read, which obviously you can because it's right there, I can either be at a naval war college or at sea. In which I said before, I might be on shore duty or I might be on sea duty, depending on whether I'm qualified to go into the Naval War College itself. Now, if you have never heard of a Naval War College, it's basically like it's a university, obviously, where they teach different subjects, including history and international trade and all this big brain stuff. And what I would hope to be able to do at the Naval War College is I will be able to study the real military aspects like strategy and tactics. The real like military strategy stuff. It's nothing to be to like gawk at. It's a very complicated thing, and hopefully I might just be able to understand that very subject. And this concludes my presentation. Hopefully, this doesn't get a big F on it. Leave comments where you can. I'll see you around. Peace.